Hey everybody, we are looking at my waterfall tank here. Figured since that little sculpin was out, we'd start with having a look at him. But this is going to be a quick video. I just want to give everybody the laughably mundane answer to the big mystery behind my singing waterfall. I have made some changes, as you can probably notice. We'll talk about them in the upcoming videos in the very near future. But in the meantime, I want to just let everybody know it was just a simple, ordinary cricket. I was doing some work on the tank the other night, and as you can see, I moved a bunch of stuff around. I cleared away a bunch of the stuff out of the top tier, and I noticed some movement on the carpet, and I thought it was a big old spider walking across the floor, and when I looked down, I just had to start laughing. It was a little tiny cricket, about a 1/4 inch long, and he was crawling out from underneath here and just walking his way on across the floor. I was unable to capture him, but later that night I heard the singing again, and it was coming from the far corner of the room. It was not coming from the waterfall anymore, and so I'm absolutely certain it was just a cricket. I came to realize in the last video I shot where I talked about this, I caught myself saying that it was a very familiar sound, and as soon as I said that, I realized it can't be a frog. You know, why would one of those frogs strike me as a very familiar sound? Crickets in my basement, however, is just as common as could be. I hear crickets down here all the time. And so it's just funny how our minds play tricks on us, and our minds try desperately to come up with some sort of, sense of what they're hearing and seeing. It's similar to how you can see something on the side of the road. It looks like a tree stump or something. As you get closer, you realize it's an old cardboard box. And then when you get even closer, you realize it's actually an old piece of carpet somebody threw on the side of the road or something. So I think between listening to the spring peepers across the street and talking to my wife about the frogs and the singing frogs and just the where it was coming from, the sort of area up here, my brain just went to, it's a frog singing. And it would just not let go of the idea that it was a frog singing. And I was open to the idea that it was an insect. That made a lot more sense than it being a frog. But I just couldn't come up with any sensible insect that it sounded like. And yet it was a simple cricket. It was a common cricket. I should have known that immediately. And yet for days I was hunting for a frog. And I hunted for it. I had a flashlight and my ladder out, and I moved rocks around. I looked for that frog up there, and I never was able to find it, and now we know why. So there you go, mystery solved, everybody. It was a common cricket. So there you go, make sure you're subscribed. I will be doing some updates on this tank. As I mentioned, my regular viewers will notice that there's some pretty significant changes going on to the plants, and I've done a bunch of water changes, and I have not added any fish yet, but we'll talk about that coming up here in the real near future too. So thanks for watching. Again, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.